The Mother franchise is one of the most beloved JRPG franchises of all time. Earthbound from the Super Nintendo is such a beloved title today that every time Nintendo tweets out about the new SNES titles joining Switch Online, almost all of the comments are filled with fans begging it be brought over to the console. Mother 3 has its own entirely separate story about how fans completely translated the games themselves just simply because of Nintendo's refusal to release the game outside of Japan. Hell, even 15 years after the original game's release, there is still no official way to play Mother 3 in the West. I think it would be fair to say that the Mother fandom is some of the most passionate fans out there. And to be fair, I think the franchise deserves it. It is one of the most unique games that Nintendo has ever put out. Hell, any game developer has ever put out. However, there was a lot of disappointment to go around when Shigesato Itoi, the original creator of the Mother franchise, announced that Mother 3 would be the final game in the franchise. Now you might assume this would kill the Mother fandom, right? Wrong. Bam! Mother 4 fan project. Oh, oopsie, actually there's two of them now, and one of them isn't even Mother anymore. It's now its own original little game called Oddity. But well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I know many of you clicked on this video knowing the story of Oddity's development already. However, this is a development story that has spanned across 13 years at this point. I think it would be fair to say that a recap is in order. The project was originally announced in 2008 via a forum post as a Mother fan game simply called Mother 4. The announcement stated that the project would have a similar scope to past Mother titles. The team grew in numbers and the project began development in RPG Maker MV. Very quickly they realized that the scope of this project would not fit RPG Maker. Amore, you should have done that. So they moved over to Game Maker. The game grew more and more over the passing years, and the story became more and more focused. The cast of the game features Travis, a 13-year-old boy who loves daydreaming and baseball, Meryl, a 14-year-old girl with psychic powers, Floyd, a charmful and quick-witted boy, and Leo, the leader of a biker gang. The game had a lot of progress over the years and looked fantastic. However, everything kinda took a turn in 2012. The leader of the project left due to other obligations in his life and just simply not having the time to work on Mother 4 anymore. He handed the project over to other members of the project and the game was reshaped. This new direction demanded many elements of the game that were already built to be completely remade. However, this frustrated a lot on the team and pushed many to just straight up leave the project. However, in the end of the day, this was a really good move because this new basis they made ended up becoming the basis that is currently seen in the project today. In 2014, a lot of the fans of this project got very frustrated with how long this project was taking to release. So in reaction, the team actually did release quite a bit of info, including a full website, a trailer, screenshots, more info on the project, and just a bunch of new footage. They also gave a winter 2014 release window, which later turned into a June 2015 release window. In 2015, it was announced that the project will not be releasing in 2015 as originally intended due to many issues with the development of the title. At this point in time, we kind of thought the game was nearing completion, but seeing that it is 2021 and the game is still not out, very clearly this was just a rushed release window when the game wasn't anywhere near completion at that point. With that said, they did also announce that the project will not be getting any more release windows until they were confident in a new date. In 2017, nearly 9 years of the project being in development, the Mother 4 team announced that the team would be fully rebranding the title to avoid potential copyright issues with Nintendo, the company that is infamous for taking down many different fan games and ROM hacks. Honestly, this is really interesting considering that another completely separate project based on Mother 4 was announced really recently, and they actually did give quite a bit of tidbits on the legality of releasing a Mother 4 project. I actually didn't know this prior to making this video, but apparently Nintendo doesn't actually own the rights to Mother. They only own the rights to the 3 games. It is actually Itoi who still owns the rights to the actual franchise. However, it is still possible that they could get copyright striked and completely have the game taken down, but it is definitely unlikely considering the fact that Itoi really hasn't done too much over the last couple of years outside of releasing Mother 3 15 years ago. However, in the end of the day, after they've spent this long on this project, 9 years at that point, it was definitely for the better for them to completely rebrand the project as their own original title. However, we wouldn't find out what this rebranding turned into until 2020 when this trailer dropped. Mother 4 was in the past and Oddity was born. This trailer, oh my god, this is one of the best video game trailers I have ever seen. I think the best way to describe what watching this trailer feels like, it really does feel like a follow-up to Mother 3. It doesn't feel like it's trying to copy Earthbound. It more feels like an evolution of what Earthbound and Mother 3 laid in the past. And also, can we just talk about how great the music is? Oh my god. Like, Mother already has an incredible soundtrack, but oh my god, this is probably going to be like right next to it, like music-wise. Oh my god, this is so good. However, that is actually the last real update that we have really gotten on the game in about 2 years. Before I move forward, I really want to talk about that before writing this video, I did find another video that was a fantastic essay-style video about the development of Oddity by Press Continue to Start. If you'd like to know more about the development in detail, I would really highly suggest checking this video out. The video will be linked below. But back to the topic at hand. Since that trailer released in 2020, what happened to Oddity? Outside of a few posts on their Twitter in 2020, there really hasn't been much to go off of. Their last post was on December 26, 2020, nearly a year ago at this point. Honestly, as an outsider looking in, it is very tough to have hope for this project. The trailer they released in 2020 is insanely good and skyrocketed the game to be one of my most highly anticipated games. However, I kind of wanted to take a look at this as a game dev perspective, saying that I am a game dev myself and I have released games in the past. I know what this experience is like. So maybe I just need to change my angle from looking at it as a fan and maybe look more as a dev. Oddity has faced many different hardships, from the original creator leaving, the team having to rebuild the game at multiple points, the game moving from fan game to original creation, and of course the impending stress put onto the team from the Mother community themselves. The scope of this game is also insane for the team to have. Especially for what was originally a fan game, this scope is pretty much to the same extent as a fully released JRPG. I kind of wanted to compare some of the scopes of some of the other titles that have been inspired by the Mother franchise. First being Amori, being developed by Omocat, had its own set of development issues, and many of them were very similar to Oddity, including long stretches of time with no updates, incredibly unrealistic release windows, and impending stress from the fans. Easily the most famous Mother-inspired indie title is Undertale, which had a significantly smaller scope and a developer that has already proven himself in the past as a Earthbound ROM hacker. Toby Fox, the creator of Undertale, released his game in around 2 to 3 years of development. However, I think it's fair to bring up the fact that Undertale is significantly shorter and had a much more simple art style, meaning less time was required to be spent on art, and just overall building that game just was shorter in general. However, his upcoming title, Deltarune, is probably a lot more similar in scope to what Oddity and Amori have. That title began development sometime after Undertale's release and has currently 2 of 7 chapters released as of 2021. These 2 chapters alone make up the entire runtime of Undertale, and the game has a lot more detail in its art style, meaning more time is required for art. Simple point is, games with the scope that Oddity has just simply takes more time. Of course, 13 years is a very long time for any game to be in development, but I do think it is fair considering what the team has been through from the start, and simply their team has grown and shrunk multiple times throughout development. It's hard for some people to see that some games like God of War 2018 was created in the span of about 4 to 5 years, and then look at something like Mother 4 and be just shocked by how long it's taking. But you have to remember, we're talking about a significantly smaller team working on something that they're not very familiar with at all. To kind of compare this to the development of the game that I released, being Niko and the Cubic Curse, this game took around a full year to be developed before it launched. However, to meet the release date that I had in mind, content had to be cut. And I still stand by this decision as a creator, as I don't feel like any of the cuts content would have made the game any better necessarily, it just would have made the game longer. However, as a creator, you do have to look at something and realize that you will never have a perfect product. You do have to eventually find that reasonable stopping point, and simply when I went into my game, I wanted to make it within 12 months, and that got expanded to 16 months before I was able to finish up the original plan for the game. The simple fact is, you're going to be able to think up of ideas way quicker than you're going to ever be able to implement ideas. And if you let that idea creation just continue and build every single idea you come up with, you are simply just never going to release your game. In the case of Oddity, it is clear that the team prioritized creating their dream project without sacrificing the original scope, rather than rushing to finish the game on time. Even though I just explained why that didn't work for my game, it doesn't mean it's always a bad decision. Hell, more than likely, the project that I'm going to be developing next is probably going to be developed in a similar way. However, that does make theorizing on the status of this project even harder. The game was originally aimed for a 2014 launch, and if the math works out, that's about 7 years beyond its original release date, and we still have no idea when this game is coming out. From what we knew, the game was nearing completion years ago. I would love to believe that the game is nearing completion, but it is just so hard to tell. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about the leaks! Oddity has had some insane leaks over the last year, including full builds of the game just being leaked. There were also a lot of plot elements and a lot of other stuff that leaked about this game, and it's insane. I'm not going to be talking about those in detail here because of potential spoilers and respect for the team creating Oddity. However, these leaks are huge, and I really hope that it hasn't impacted the team too much. So, in conclusion, to finally answer the question of this video, what happened to Oddity? Probably not much. As we know right now, the game is still in active development. The game is planned to eventually release, and as of right now, our only proof is a 2-year-old trailer. Quick edit, I actually did a bit more research just fact-checking some of my previous script while recording this video, and I actually came across a fan Oddity Discord which actually contains some of the devs of the game itself. There is one channel in the Discord that they randomly post GIFs, clips, and screenshots, and in the most recent one was actually on November 28th, 2021, being just a single room. Beyond that though, there hasn't been much else. The last one we got was back in April, and mostly it's just been backgrounds and a few other pictures of rooms. But all we could do as fans of this project is give the devs our support and hope this project one day sees the light of day. And for the new Mother 4 that was recently announced, I really do hope for the best for your team. I really hope that you guys don't have as many struggles as the Oddity team has had over the last 13 years. Hopefully one day we'll have both of these games and we'll just have 2 grand masterpieces to play. But until then, we sit here and wait. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. I really want to talk about Oddity since the new Mother 4 project got announced. I don't know, this has been a project that I've been really excited for, and I just needed to talk about it somewhere. And I didn't want to spam my Twitter feed, so here we go, new video. Actually, I just wanted to also talk about, I am actually going to be coming back to YouTube pretty soon. I want to be doing a lot more videos. I think I finally found that middle ground that I've been looking for between doing Nintendo and other video game content alongside doing game dev stuff. I think this video is a little peek into what I'm going to be doing, but not exactly. I just really wanted to make this video about Oddity, and hopefully we hear about more soon. Hopefully this entire video becomes irrelevant very soon. Probably not though. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Bye!